All right, so in this video, we're going to be continuing our portrait demonstration. We're going to be learning how to draw lips and an ear. So we're going to draw 3 different perspective lips, or 3 different angled lips and an ear. And again, I've got my drawing pencils here, all different, ranging from 2H to 6B. So I have a wide range of values. I've got my blending tools here. I've got a tissue. I've got a blending stump. You can use a paper towel or whatever other cloth you have to blend. Just don't use your fingers. I have my eraser here. I like to use these again because I can get better details with my highlights with these. All right, so the first lips we're going to draw are the front facing. So you're going to start with 2 circles. Now, depending on how far apart these are or how large they are, it will define the shape of the upper lip. So the closer you have your circles together, the more of a defined Cupid's bow they're going to have. The farther apart they are, the more of the soft Cupid's bow. And the Cupid's bow is that dip you have in the upper lip. And the larger they are, the larger the lip is going to be. All right, so then underneath those 2 circles, you're going to draw either an oval or a large circle here. And again, this is going to determine how big the bottom lip is going to be. All right, so once you have your guideline circles, you're going to draw a line connecting these 2, but you want to follow the dip here. So you're kind of following the dip between the 2 circles to get the lip shape. Then you're going to create a dip down here, almost parallel to that one. Once you have that, draw 2 lines out, kind of following the edge of the upper lip. And these are the corners, so you're just going to connect the corners to these lines up top. Then you're going to draw a line for the bottom lip from here to the corners. Then you have to shade, so if you got light coming down from above, the upper lip's going to be darker than the bottom lip. I also darkened the corners here, just so the sides of the lips, the corners of the lips look like they're receding, since they do curve around the front of the skull, which is curved. Down here for the bottom lip, you want to make sure that the bottom of the bottom lip is darker, since that part of the lip is curving under. And there's a bit of a cast shadow from the upper lip onto the bottom lip, so you want to have that slightly dark as well. Just again, you don't want it as dark as the upper lip. All right, you have to go back in with your eraser to add the highlight. And you can add the lines that the lips naturally have, but it is going to make the lip look a little bit dry. You also want to add a little bit of value to the skin around, and the skin is always going to have a lighter value than the lips. That's just across all skin tones, it's going to be true. The lips are always slightly darker than the surrounding skin. And there are the front-facing lips. So the next lips we're going to do are the profile lips. And again, you're only going to see half of this since you're only seeing one half of the face. So you're going to start with a circle. And once you have the circle, you're going to add the oval that it's sitting on top of. So it's just going to be almost like it's tilted off, like it's about to fall off the edge of this oval. And this oval can be more egg-shaped if you want it to. Again, the size and shapes of these circles kind of depends on what the shape of the lips are. All right, so once you have your circles, or oval and circle, however you decide to do that, you're going to start with the upper lip. So you're going to start from here and kind of curve around the front edge of the circle. Once you get to about this point, you're going to cross straight across the circle and then stay there for a second because you have to connect to the corner and you don't have the corner yet. So then you're going to come back down to the bottom of the circle. You're going to follow the line for the top of the bottom lip here and bring it out this way. And that's about as far as you're going to need to go. So then you're going to connect from the corner to the top of the top lip. Once you have that, you're going to follow the edge of the bottom lip around. Once you get to about right here, you're going to draw a straight line back to the corner. And these are your profile lips. The shape of the face surrounding that, you would have the chin coming down from the bottom lip about right here. And then you'd have the skin above the top lip going up to the nose about right here. All right, and then you just have to shade. Again, light's coming from above. The upper lip is going to be darker than the bottom lip. Go back in with an eraser and add your highlight to the bottom lip. And again, if you want more of a shine, you're going to leave this kind of a stark contrast between the white and the rest of the lip. If you don't want it to shine, just go back in and buff out the highlight. And then you can add, again, the lines for the lip if you want to add that detail. All right, so that is your profile facing lips. Let's move on to the 3/4. So for this, you're not going to actually start with the circles, but you are going to use them. So first, you're going to start with a slightly curved vertical line. Once you have your slightly curved vertical line, you're going to have a slightly curved horizontal line crossing it. On one side, it's going to be shorter. So for me, the shorter side is going to be the left side. The longer side is going to be the right side. All right, so once you have this, you're going to add your 2 circles at the top and your 1 oval or circle at the bottom. All right, so one circle is going to be on this side for the top and the other one's going to be on this side, and then the oval is going to cross. But you want this circle here to be slightly smaller than this one. All right, so once you have your guiding circles, you're going to follow the same kind of tutorial that we did here. So you're going to start with the curve between the upper lip, then the curve at the bottom of the upper lip, then draw out to the corners for both lips. So the difference on this side is that this side's going to have more of an outward curve. This side's not going to have one quite as much because again, the perspective on this is kind of changing the way that side of the lip looks. All right, once you have your lips drawn, you can add the value. So I made the left corner, the side that's foreshortened, slightly darker, because that side's going to be slightly in shadow. It's going away from the viewer, so maybe the light's shining on this side rather than that side. I also elongated this line here at the bump in the bottom of the top lip, because again, you've got it kind of going behind that, so this part's poking out a little farther than that is, so you want to show that by making it a little longer. All right, and those are the 3/4 lips. So the last thing we're going to take a look at in this video is the ear. And we're only going to draw the ear from the profile view just because that's the most detailed. Any other way you're going to see it is going to be from the front view, and you're just not seeing much of the ear in that case. So for this, you're going to start with a kind of a C shape. So kind of a backward C shape. And the lobe here down at the bottom, this can be different for different people. Some people's lobes are connected to their neck and some people don't have a connected lobe. It's kind of free floating. So this line here could change. It could go more like this, or it could stay like that, but we're going to draw it with the lobe. Next, you're going to draw kind of an upside down G shape. So you're going to start from about right here, draw a line towards here, so it's slightly diagonal. Don't go all the way to it. You're going to draw another line curving kind of parallel to the C shape. Next, you've got 3 squiggles. I don't have another way to really describe this, but you're starting from about right here. And you're going to draw out, back in, and squiggle it. All right. You've got another line coming from the bottom of that first squiggle line. So it's going to squiggle out this way, then go back towards this line and curve up that way. Your last squiggle line is going to be at the top, and it's just going to run parallel to the inside of the G there. Lastly, you've got a straight line connecting the top of the inside of the curve here to the side of the G, and then kind of a V shape. Just going to make it look like a Y. And then you just have to add your values. So your darker value is going to go right here underneath the squiggle line, since this is where the ear canal is. And as you get farther out towards this line, it's going to lighten up. Then underneath here, you got another dark value, and it's going to lighten up as it gets farther out as well. Got another dark value right here between the point of the V. And then this is dark. Finally, the shading on the outside of the ear. Again, if light's coming from above, the earlobe is going to be where the shadow is. You may have some shadow right here. Now for this, you're going to want to have a more precise blending tool, so a blending stump or a tortillon would be best. And go back in with your eraser where you want to add the highlights again. All right, and there is your ear. And this is it for all the individual aspects of drawing people for portraits. Next, we're going to take a look at how to draw the entire face with all of the features in 3 different angles.